I'm gonna write some song using a guitar. I play some chord progression and I try to sing along. And based on these parts we're gonna write electronic music. It's gonna be very interesting. Hi guys, my name is Andrew Zeleno. If you don't know me, I'm a professional audio engineer, mixer and music producer. Today is gonna be very interesting video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, do it. And you will find a lot of very useful and helpful stuff. You will find out a lot about my unique audio production and music writing course. Today we're gonna do electronic music. I'm not specialized only on rock music or metal music. I work with electronic music and hip-hop music and a lot of other genres. A lot of people right now in modern world complaining about electronic music because it's far from typical music. Sometimes there is no chords, sometimes there is no melody. I'm gonna write some song. I'm gonna create some typical chords. I play some chord progression and I try to sing along. I believe my type of writing music is genuine. I don't like to use ways like, oh, I gonna do chords from this song. I'm gonna make some rhythms from this band. I just want to make genuine true music, you know, just from my heart, just from my feeling. I'm gonna show you some final parts, and based on these parts we're gonna write electronic music. I really like electric guitars to write music because they are smaller than acoustic guitars. So for me it's much more convenient. They are Gibson custom shops and they sound very good in acoustic way, you know. So for me, there is no problem to write songs using unplugged electric guitar. Okay, it's gonna be Gibson Les Paul Reissue. And vocal is gonna be something like something I know, something I need, something I need, just can't know. There's the money, there's the money, there's the money, just can't know. And I'm gonna say, and it's some money, and it's some money, it's some money. Can I see, I wanna listen to me. I got a melody that that's what I see. I got a fan when I see it. I got a little sense of me. One interesting thing, what I'm singing. It's called phonetic bullshit. You just create some words. It seems like English, but absolutely different sounds. I write lyric later, but this kind of singing, it helps me to create some feeling, to create some patterns, melody and rhythmic figure, rhythmic patterns. So I call it phonetic bullshit. I record this part into my program. I use a Cubase. I like this program because a lot of my students use this program. After I recorded this part, I found out that my tempo is kind of 102 BPM. Done. I'm just gonna transfer everything I played and everything I sang into my DAW. I'm gonna use synthesizers, I'm gonna use maybe some pad, and I'm gonna use some lead synthesizer instead of my vocal. I feel animal like this, I feel animal like this, I feel animal like this, I feel animal like this. So let's make this E minor into our DAW. I create new instrument track and I choose Reaktor 6. I make 4-bit container. I call it container. It's called events. I open MIDI editor right here. I'm just gonna use 5th string right here. And what this note is, I put B right here. 4th string, 2nd fret. It's gonna be E. it's our main note in this chord. So I put it right here. So I skip this part, and as you see I have my pattern. With all that inversions, I just keep it like on the guitar. Let's tweak our sounds. I need, something airy. I'm gonna choose Razor. Okay, let's try something like pads or keys. Maybe keys. Let's find out what it is. I need something else. From my experience, great presets that has own modulation or own changing in timbre, they're absolutely great in solo. But when you write music, sometimes when you want to blend a lot of voices, it's better way to use more simple sounding synthesizers. I really like that one. It's called Dreamer. As you see, there is some modulation right here. Our envelope filter affects cutoff. When our note starts, our filter opens up. So I think we don't need today to speak about sound design. I have deep knowledge about it, and I teach people on my courses how to work with synthesizers as well. Okay, I like that. We have delays right here, we have a reverb. We can switch it off before we gonna mix it and put our own reverbs or our own delays. Or we can keep it like this. Okay, it's not about mixing today. Mixing is 70% of my course. And if you don't know what unique about mixing in my course, it's that fact we compare your works with the best sounding products in the world, with the best and the top rated songs from the top 20 audio engineers, mixers, and I give you homeworks, you will make it, and I will check your homeworks online in real time, pushing it to the toppest level. And you can hear and you can compare your progress and your results. That's why my course will teach you how to be professional. Because other guys just show you something, turn this knob, turn that knob, and that's it. And you don't know if you do great progress or no. In my course you will see it from the beginning. And it's very difficult to compare your mixes with mixes from Chris Lord-Alge, for instance, the best mixer in the world. But my knowledge allows me to make mixes almost on the same level or on the same level. And my students is around the same level. Everybody's scared to compare. Because there is zero people who can mix on the same level like Chris Lord-Alge. My skills allows me to do close to this level. My students very appreciate my course because they see their progress in real time on each lesson. It's not like just theory or let's make some songs or let's turn that knob. It's real deal. So check this out, the link in the description of this video. And it can be a game-changing thing for you. Okay, let's go back to our song. So, we have these 4 chords right here. We're gonna choose some kick and some hi-hat. We can change them later. But we need something to feel that beat. So I skipped that part, I made these simple beats. As you see, it's just kicks on the G note and hats on the F note. It's not in beat and it's not off beat, so it's something in between. That's it, very simple beat. I used Polyplex, I just chose some kick and I chose some hat. So this is our hat. For this hat I just used second and third sample. I made the same with kick. great punchy kick. We need to make our melody. So let's make it. Okay guys, I skipped this part and this is our melody. So this is how our parts looks. As you see, it has some dynamics right here, because it's real velocity. This is my fingers. You know, sometimes the stupidest thing you can do is to use quantization. Sometimes it's great when it sounds like real played melody. Right now I'm gonna keep it with delay and reverb, but it's very difficult thing. You know, I mixed a lot of mixes for my clients, and a lot of them, it was around 2005 and 2010. Nobody switched them off. I mean delays and reverbs. It's very difficult to mix when you already have your delays and reverbs. I'm not sure what kind of bass line we're gonna use. When I play this part on the guitar, I have some rhythm, right? Some rhythmic pattern. I play it like this. Let's make it like this. It's very typical rhythm from hip-hop beats. It sounds like this. Tun, tish, tun, to dun, tish. Sorry for my kick and snare. Of course I can do some beatbox like... Okay, but I don't want to be poser right here, you know, so my kick is gonna sound like this. Boom. My snare is gonna sound like this. Tish. Boom and tish. Okay, so this rhythm I played on the guitar is like this. Boom, tish, boom, 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 tish, boom, tish, boom, 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 tish. When you write music, you need to feel these rhythms. I was given them from my birthday, but sometimes you can train them, that's it. So you need to use your hands, your legs, with your fist, maybe on the table, it's gonna be your kick, and with your palm, you can hit the same like table, or maybe some somebody maybe something like that. So you play like this. Boom, tish, boom, 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 tish, boom, tish, boom, 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 tish. And that's it. You need to train your ability to play beats. We have very cool parts on my course about how to work with rhythms. You know, there is so-called, I called it numeric music theory. It's very simple. I think in a couple of lessons you will write any music you want. You just will write music instantly after my numeric music theory. And rhythms is a part of this theory. So let's keep this part. So I made this my bass right here. Look at this pattern. Boom, tish, boom, 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 tish. It sounds like this. I'm gonna change synthesizer because this synthesizer doesn't allow you to hear this bass part in the right way. So let's choose maybe Monark. This synthesizer sounds in the Moog style. By the way, I got my synthesizer from buying Native Instruments Complete Control S25. I just needed some simple MIDI keyboard and it was great for me. I have 5-octave MIDI keyboard, but for fast music writing it's okay. Actually, recently I don't write music a lot, I mostly teach people and I mix a lot. This is my work. There is a lot of students, so I don't have time actually, unfortunately. This is our bass part. Pretty long sustain. I want to make them shorter, so let's turn our sustain up to the left. It's kind of more percussive sounding bass. try another bass. And then you switch to another bass. Right now I found another great synthesizer. It sounds like this. It sounds like it's called Simple Saw. A simple saw. Okay? We can use it on its own. It sounds like this. Okay, and we can combine them together. You know, electronic music is really simple music, so sometimes you are really tired of hearing the same again and again. So you need to make some transitions, to make some changes, and I found some absolutely amazing thing. Let's look at this. Omnisphere, and we have this big nasty lead. It sounds like this. So I press one note and it's already have this modulation. Actually, I always think it's not fair to use something like that, but whatever. Right now in modern world, people even steal different music. People sample other music. They can cut some parts from the music and put some drums, and they call it my own music. You can do whatever you want. I'm not the judge to judge you, but it's not in my style. I always want to be able to do everything on my own, because otherwise I don't feel like I can do something. So for me it's very important to challenge myself. I want to make everything. But right now I don't want to use this pattern. I'm just gonna press note not long enough to use this modulation. So I just want something like that. But sometimes I press my keys just a little bit longer than I want. It gives me the opportunity to have some interesting transition, like glide effect between those notes. I find it very interesting in this way. I played, as you see, a couple of times the same pattern. It sounds like this. In the end of this phrase, I have some interesting glide effects. It's absolutely amazing. So I just want to use only the last part of this phrase. I'm gonna copy and paste this phrase again. Let's listen to it just with our drums. It's just amazing. Okay, we don't hear our kick right here. I feel some note is offbeat right there. So I'm gonna make this note. Let's listen to this. It's just absolutely amazing. You will not be able to replicate my sound right here, because when I played this part, I just use my feelings. I press each note that long to be able to catch those little glide between those notes. That's why it sounds so cool. As you see, it's another interesting way to make electronic music. I just use the same part, but I just got rid of a lot of notes. I just kept only 2 notes that emphasize those transitions between each bar. Let's hear what we've done before. release this song, I would make a rock version as my main version of this song. By the way, if you want to check some rock songs of mine on my channel, consider to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to check my course. You can find the link in the description. Okay, let's go further. What we can do now. I'm gonna remind you my 4 chords. We can use the same chords, but we're gonna put gated pad. Cool, right? Okay, let's check how it sounds with this pad. I'm gonna switch original. It's massive sounding pad right now. Okay, I like that. By the way, in some part we can make some sidechain dynamics. Actually, on my course we have very cool and big part called sidechain dynamics. Right now I'm not gonna show you how to do it properly, but remember, sidechain dynamics, it's not about that trick when your kick hits and your bass goes lower in volume. For example, famous compressor LA2A has sidechain dynamics. Try to figure out where is sidechain dynamics in LA2A. If you don't understand where it is, it means you don't understand what sidechain is. That's it. Maybe I'll make some video about it. But anyway, those of you who gonna attend my course will be experts. I'm not joking. So I'm gonna put that sidechain dynamics that you all know. When kick hits, my pads go down. So you cheat on a compressor, kind of. Compressor is a stupid guy. You say to a compressor, compressor, do you know that you are compressing a kick? Compressor says, what? I'm compressing a bass. You say, no, you compress a kick. Don't be a fool. And compressor says, okay, I'm gonna compress a kick. So, when he hears a kick, he compresses it. But actually he compresses a bass. I need to compress a lot because it's not compression for mixing, it's compressor for special effects. If gain reduction just a little bit like 3 dB, I didn't hear that decreasing in volume. So I really need to push it hard. And the most important thing is short attack. You know, on YouTube there is a lot of teachers who say don't use smallest attack on a sidechain compressor. It's absolutely stupid idea. Why? Because what the goal? The goal when kick hits, your bass should goes down. If there will be attack like 10 milliseconds or 20 milliseconds, of course kick can be much longer, but transients it's up to 10 milliseconds. So your transients will be killed by your bass and you won't hear your kick clearer. You always need to play with release to find that feeling, that kind of offbeat feeling. Cool feeling, right? I found some interesting thing, absolutely amazing thing. Look at this. By the way, make sure that you understand, I don't find some great mix, I don't find the best work, I just made it in front of you. It's absolutely easy and practical way to write electronic music. Not find some loops, not find some interesting sample, not trying to steal some music. You just can write music and you write it. That's it. And I will teach you during my course how to do it, and what the most valuable on my course, that your music will sound almost or on the same level like the top 20 audio mixers in the world with the best sounding songs. We'll compare it with the best sounding song and we push our mix on the same level. So there is no cheating, because you will see your level, your progress, how your music sounds and how the best song in the world sounds. So you always can compare. Do you think you are so full that you can't find the difference between the best sounding song and your song? You will see your results instantly. That's what makes this course unique. Okay, I just used my bass, my main notes of my 4 chords. This is the part. But I didn't like second bar, third bar and fourth bar. So I left only first bar. Let's listen to this. Cool, right? Cool part. So I just want to change pitch of this part. I can use Melodyne, I can use Auto-Tune from Antares, for instance. I'm gonna show you in this way. Or I can use some regular plugins from DAW, some pitch shifter or something like that. But in Cubase, pitch shifter is a pitch shifter, if we can say like this, so it doesn't sound great actually. And Native Instruments has great pitch algorithm. So on my course I teach people that easy music theory. So we know how minor works in numeric way. We know just that minor is 0 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 and plus 10. I know that my main chord it's E minor. Main chord it's like 0. My second chord it's A. E it's 0 and my A is plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or it's minus 7 if you go to the left, to the previous octave. In my case, I think minus 7 it will be too low sounding, so I can change my pitch of the second sample to plus 5 in semitones. Don't worry, you will be experts in all this stuff when you attend my course. We have Transpose knob right here, so we can change our 0 to plus 5. And we have this magic button, it's called Formant. Formant is that overtone that doesn't move in frequency sense when you sing higher or lower. So your Formant overtones, it's all about your timbre. There is another overtones. When you hit higher note, your overtones goes higher. It will have higher frequencies. When you hit lower note, it will have lower frequencies. Pitch shifter should change your frequencies. In Formant mode, it's trying to keep your original overtones, Formant overtones. So it's absolutely amazing because it's trying to keep your timbre. Of course, it's not ideal technology, but it's anyway it's better than just pitch shifter. So this is our final part right here. Let's listen to this. You just need to understand, I called it the rule of arrangements. We have this topic in my course when we learn panorama. You know, for a lot of people, panorama is just to the left or to the right. I learned audio engineering from the top 20 audio engineers. So this knowledge is not open right now, and I was able to find this knowledge. And you will be amazed what panorama can do for your mixes. It's just interesting question, right? If your sound in the center, What does it mean? Do you think there is some sound in the center? No, it's a phantom center. It means that your sound sounds from the left speaker absolutely the same like from the right speaker. That's why you think it's in the center. When you mix, you need to think about it, because in each speaker there is different mixes. It's absolutely amazing way how to mix. It's called rules of arrangement. You will find out what it is during my course. Okay, another interesting way how you can do it. You can put the sample in Contact. You know, Native Instruments Contact, great sampler. Drop your sample into your Contact, like this. Right now you can play on your MIDI keyboard or put your notes in the sequencer and it will be working. But as you noticed, when I press lower note, it sounds like stretched. It's very slow moving loop, right? And when I press higher notes, it sounds pretty fast. So how we can change it? We need to go into our settings. Right here we change our DFD mode to Time Machine. For instance, Time Machine or Time Machine 2. That's how it sounds now. By the way, I noticed a lot of clippings on my master bus, but right now we are not mixing, we just writing music. But anyway, it's a bad idea. Try to keep it on the proper level. Okay, it already sounds not bad. So a little bit of mixing and it will be great. We had some another parts, right? Let's make it right now, just to make sure it can work as well. So it's gonna be like this. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Girls can me. And the second part. Let's hear the melody part again. We can do some interesting trick right here. Let's make some harmonies. And again with the sidechain compressor. By the way, about mixing, I have very interesting video on my channel. It's called How to Mix a Song or Mixing a Song. Pro Mixer checks his student's project. This is the title of that video. I checked rock song made by my student and he made a lot of mistakes in this mix. So I check them and I explain them and I show you how to fix them. There is pretty interesting knowledge. You know, when you work with electronic music, it's about your modulation, it's about your effects. So I'm gonna turn some knobs, it's gonna be interesting. I just want to remind you what we made today. What I would make with my song. First of all, my main song would be rock song. I would write lyrics, I record my vocal properly, I record my guitars, I mix it. There is a lot of things that you cannot change during mixing. If you record your electric guitar wrong, sometimes it's more difficult to put it in the mix than synthesizer. So during our course I push students to the top. Literally. You just listen to songs of my students and the most professional songs ever, and they are about the same level. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. Look what our modulation wheel makes. By the way, as you see, there is no wheels on my MIDI keyboard, it's just touch screen. For example, we can increase our cutoff ranges, we can change our width ranges and cutoff on the second filter as well. So as you see, this is how it sounds. We can use our pitch